Welcome, everybody out there. Eric and Linda live from Workvine 209. And I'm Eric.
And I'm Linda. Welcome to Workvine 209 live show. We're happy to be here today. Workvine is a co-working facility for remote workers and startups, from startups to large companies.
Yes.
And so we, in our pivot, are interviewing business people, leaders, anyone that can give some insight or some tools to help others with their business or personally. So today we have a great, another great, they're all great, speaker interview with a really good friend of ours, longtime friend, and I will have Eric introduce him.
So welcome. Yes. This guy, good friend of mine. We go back quite a bit of years. Spectacular motivational speaker, has helped me a lot in business and in life. I've worked with this gentleman. We grew up in Oakland, California. We didn't grow up together, but we grew up there with the struggle. And now, he's transitioned into helping people, motivating people, helping them mentally and physically. He's also a retired law enforcement agent and that, helped out a ton in the industry. And so his name is John Burris, and I'd like to just welcome John to the show. Where are you, John?
Oh, there you are. Hey, what's going on, guys?
I don't know why I do that all the time, but welcome.
First of all, man, thank you for the wonderful introduction. And I would like to say how proud I am of both of you guys for what you guys are doing consistently in your marriage and in other areas of your life. You truly prove that perseverance is the key to success, because you guys have gone through a lot and still came out on the other side. So you guys also are a great inspiration for me, and I appreciate you so much.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
John.
Appreciate that, man. That's good, man. That gets me excited right there. So, so right now, I know you retired and you've been doing some entrepreneur, different things. You're doing a lot of training. So, why don't you just share a little bit about your story of how you got there?
Okay, yes. So about maybe 15 years ago, I was mentally, spiritually, financially bankrupt. I was in a challenging marriage. I was had a lot of substance abuse problems, and things were going so bad that I can remember the date clearly. It was November 4th. At taking alcohol and some pills, and I pretty much was done. I was just tired. And luckily, angel of God came and called the 911 and was able to rescue me. And thank God for that, because 2 weeks after that, my wife of 17 years and mother of my 5 kids, she got killed in a car accident. So it was just steadily trying to make something positive out of this tragedy. Because if it wasn't for that happening, I wouldn't be where I am now. God saw to me that I was able to survive that day to put me in the position I'm in right now. And the thing that I would like to share with people most of all, it was a struggle to get back. First, I've had my kids that I had to live for and straighten my life for. So they was very inspirational in that. The second, I had to find something that I love, that I had passion for, to get my mood up, to make me feel good. Because to me, feeling good is feeling God. So once in my passion, I start working out, and the better I felt, I start noticing the better things got. I start just having a positive interaction with people. When people I start training, I used to train, I still do train people who are recovering from addictions. They got better, and it was all about changing that energy of what they had from the drugs to physical fitness. And it's all about how can I redirect that energy, So that's part of the story of where I came from and how I was able to navigate from that tragedy to where I am today. I started focusing on something that was really, really good for me, that made me feel good. And as a result of that, it's like God had all these things in escrow for me. And the moment I tuned into that feeling good, everything that I've always wanted came to me. Financially, spiritually, mentally, the homes and all that is just a byproduct of my happiness. And that's what I want to tell people. Don't go for the things. Go for the feeling. Because when you start going for the feeling of abundance and happiness and joy, God will send those things to you. But you have to get the feeling first. You can't wait to get the things and then expect the feeling to come. So that's a little bit of my story.
That's good.
Yeah,
That is good
that
advice.
is overcoming a great story for people who are in a struggle, people who maybe even struggling right now, to know that, you know, you can get through. Because, I mean, you said you had some substance abusiveness. You know, your wife of 17 years passed away. And through all of this, and how long ago was that?
That was 2005, about 15 years ago.
So 15 years later, fast forwarding, looking at what you're doing for yourself, you know, your family right now, your kids, right? And even the other individuals that you work with. So, I mean, this is something that, you know, that can help a lot of people get through these challenges, get through
Yes.
obstacles, no matter what the situation is.
Right. It's just so important knowing that whatever you're experiencing right now, whatever you experience that you don't want, you're creating something that you do want. Like, I look at this tragedy of George Floyd as in a different context, because it is the birthplace, is the beginning of something happening right now.
Yes.
So through the birth of that, and sorry that a man lost his life, but it awakened a whole world.
Yes.
And that was the wonderful thing. So every time you're going through something, especially something that you don't want, you're also creating something that you do want. But you have to give your attention to what you do want and not keep focusing on what you don't want.
Yeah.
Because I'm a firm believer that whatever you give your attention to becomes more. And a lot of people, they give their attention to what's not working in their life as opposed to what is working in their life.
You know, that story you shared with everyone kind of reminds me of the story in the book of Job, how he lost everything, and he was at his, he was at his lowest point, but yet he still looked to God, and he still had faith in God. And eventually, this is a long story, but eventually God returned everything to him tenfold. And so I see that happening in your life, because I know who you are, that God restored in your life tenfold. And now you're paying it forward to the people, telling people that, hey, he did it for me. If he did it for me, he can do it for you. And you're paying it forward. And it feels to me like everybody you speak with gets that picture. Like, you want to help everyone get past this point or whatever they're in, to see at the end of the tunnel and get that feeling that you talked about. Revive that feeling, and then the things will come, right?
Yes, things will come. Things will come. God is, it may not come when you want it, but he's always on time. Always. But you just got to have the faith to persevere and do what you need to do. One of the things I found when I was retired, soon after retired, I did a little experiment. And the experiment consisted of driving for Uber and Lyft. And I'm a firm believer in whatever you put out, you get back. Mm-hmm. So every time I jumped in that car, say a little prayer, thank God for the beautiful thing that's going to happen to me, the interaction that's going to happen. I told the story how I would like my day to be. And guess what happened? For a year and a half, it was just a wonderful experience. Never had any bad problems. I was able to serve people on a different level, brighten up the day. If you see them the first thing in the morning, you have an opportunity to brighten the day. If you see it driving them home, you have a great opportunity to make sure their day is great. Their evening is great as well. So it was a wonderful position that God put me in, just to be a servant as a Uber or a Lyft driver, and it was just a great thing. But the one thing that I remember about is, again, whatever energy, if I came with high energy, a person could jump in my car and be at this energy, and they would acclimate to my energy. Beautiful. That's how powerful we are.
Yes.
You don't have to say anything to a person, but just by you having a high energy level, the person beside you will raise their energy level too. Or they will not want to be around you. Either way, it's good. So
being part of your car and Uber, right?
Yeah.
You have positive influence and impact in somebody's
Right.
life. And right now, they're trapped in the car, so they're either going to
Right.
have to adapt to that positiveness or get out.
Yeah, it was a wonderful experience, man. Like I said, I did the demonstration again to see how impactful that my energy can be on people, you know, and it's just wonderful. And so I just carry that on wherever I go, man. I mean, when I go to the store, I'm talking to people. I look at the person's name tag. Hey, how you doing? The most important sound to a person's ear is their name.
Yeah.
You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? So when you say their name, you're realizing that they're significant, that they're special.
Yes.
You know, so yeah, it's been just been a wonderful time. And right now, what I'm doing is I select a few people that I train, that I mentor, and one of the things that I you understand as an entrepreneur that a
Yes.
lot of people are going to ask for your attention and advice. And one of the things that I do is I give them an exercise to do first. It may be something simple like making up your bed for 2 weeks, you know? And if they come back doing that, then I work with them. But if they can't do that and they can't simple things, then they won't not be able to do the hard things, you
Yeah.
know? So that's how I separate people who I'm willing to help and not, you know?
So can you tell listeners like some of the types of people that you're working with and how you've helped them? So and I know some of the stories, but maybe share like where someone was before they came to you, and over a span of time, how they've transitioned into being more positive towards for their lives.
Oh, wow. Yes, I can remember one very vividly. Um, about 6 years ago, I ran into this gentleman at the gym. Come to find out, he worked for the transit system. He had just got out of 30 days rehab for, I think he had a 23-year addiction to methamphetamines.
Mm,
So we had similar history, with substance abuse and stuff like that. So
right, right.
I worked with him for 5 years, and I slowly saw the transformation of a man who had gone through rehab, had gone to meetings, and wasn't working, for him getting his attention on something that gave him the same amount of joy and transformed and just transformed his life. Right now, today,
Yeah.
he's got about 25 years with the department as far as VTA. He
Wow.
exercises every day. He's available for his family, whereas he wasn't.
Yeah.
Um, he's just engaged. It's just amazing transformation, and that's when I knew that part of my mission is to try to tap into people who have substance abuse problems. Because
Wow.
one thing that person who has substance abuse problem they have drive.
Yeah.
They have drive. You know what I'm saying? And once you get them to transfer that into something more positive, where they can get the same feeling,
Yeah.
man, it's a wonderful thing. So that's how I pay it forward. I
Yeah.
pay it forward by helping people like him. And like I said, because of that, things have just happened for this gentleman's life and his family. Because we form, and that's the wonderful thing about when you form a connection with somebody who has a similar issue with you, you guys focus on something else that's positive, great
Yes.
things happen. Great things happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good story. I'm gonna take you back just a little bit,
Sure.
back to let's just go back to the days of juvenile hall, right?
Sure.
And it's very similar. And you've worked for probation for 30 plus years, and you got a chance to work with quite a few high level, high gang activity, high drug addiction type of individuals, and share some of the things that you worked on while working in this system to help these individuals to begin to think and do things differently.
Yeah. Well, the first thing about it, we had a variety of clientele, some people who had murdered people, gang activity, even kids who are sexual predators. They had sex came for sexual crimes. And one thing I tried to do to prevent bias or judgment is not pay attention to their sheet of charge that they came in. That was their behavior. That wasn't who they were. And that wasn't who they truly are. So I remove all judgment on that. And the most important thing would be I would find them doing something good. And I would keep complimenting and pay attention to what they're doing good. Because as you know, the more you show appreciation to somebody or compliment on something that they're doing right, guess what they want to do? They want to continue doing that. You know, I also use fitness there to help motivate the kids, and to the point where I had kids from Norteño or Sereno, they're working out together. You know what I'm saying? Encouraging each other and stuff like that. You know, breaking down barriers for them. You know, and some of these kids, as you know, coming from families that don't have a father, they've never been pushed. And sometimes they've never been held accountable. So that was an important role for us to hold them accountable. And that was a wonderful experience. I had a great time doing that. I'm still in contact with one of my kids is getting out pretty soon that I had. And he's been in contact with me from CYA. And so I look forward to seeing him. And I mean, I think the most important, one of the things that stands out in my mind in the time that I worked at the hall was I was in a unit, high risk security unit. And at certain times I had like 4 or 5 kids working at the same time. And it was just a wonderful experience. And I know I won't forget them and they will not forget me. You know, and again, going back to one of the kids that I was working out with when I was driving Uber, he remembered me.
Wow.
Man, he was a third year junior at San Jose State. And he sent me a text about he's probably going to apply to juvenile hall. You know, because that made people like me and you made a difference.
Wow.
You know?
So, and it's just the little things of showing appreciation for people and really being honest and upfront and treating people well, and planting those seeds. You know, there's a lot of times where we plant those seeds and you don't get to see them to grow. It's like, let's just say if we're driving across country and we're just throwing seeds out on the side of the road, right? At some point, those seeds are going to take root and they're going to grow up and they're going to be big, huge trees and they're going to be strong, motivated. And so what you did was you planted a ton of seeds for 30 years that are probably still changing people's lives, because not only the impact that you had on just that one individual now has impact on his family, right? Maybe he's married now, and now it has impact on his children, and maybe he has a job now, and maybe it has impact. So the work that you've done and the motivational and the programs that you created has a life-changing effect for people.
Yes. I think the oldest one I went to, me and my wife went dancing one night. This gentleman came up to me. He was 45 years old. I had him when he was 17.
Wow.
And he remembered me.
Wow.
And you know what? The old story is this. People may forget your name. They may forget everything else, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And for whatever reason, I made that gentleman feel valued as a young kid.
Wow.
You know? And those who were really good, you know, like yourself and other people that worked in the apartment, they are remembered. You know, I call a lot of those people, things that I saw, people that I saw working hard, they were heroes, unsung heroes. You know? And, you know, I mean, I witnessed what you did with the kids, you know? I mean, it was just a collaborative effort of those people who cared. And the sad thing about it right now, in those situations, people like us are no longer in the department. Because we had life experience that helped us relate to the kids. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that the people that they were hiring while we were there lacked the life experience to really relate to the kids. So that was a golden era that we were in.
I think that helps a lot. You know, if you have the experience and you've been involved in certain things, you get the respect of, well, he's been through it, so he's telling me what it should be like. If you don't have the experience, how can you tell me how to be a parent and you don't even have no kids? Right? It's kind of one of those types of things.
Maybe it's a project for you and Eric to bring in programs to train the counselors, or even bring in programs specifically to speak into the lives of the juvenile hall people that are incarcerated.
Resident.
I didn't know the correct term.
I'm sure the Lord has a plan for me. I'm preparing myself now, as they say, getting ready to be ready.
Yeah.
The Lord opens up a plan, I will be prepared and have my program ready, and wherever He needs me to serve is the most important things. The other thing that is we were talking about the kids or just life in general. I believe that as human beings, we have 6 human needs that we're trying to fulfill at all times. And one of the needs is certainty. We all need to have certainty in our life. Whether it comes in the form of trust or love, we need to have that. The other thing that we need is we need variety in our life. We need to do different things,
Yes.
to make us grow. The third thing we need is one of significance. Everybody wants to feel significant to somebody or something.
Yes.
The fourth one is connection. Connection to something or someone, And the fifth one is growth. We need to have the ability to grow in our lives. And the last one is the need for contribution. And when I'm able to fulfill those needs with any of my mentorees, that's when I know I had it. Like even when I'm working out in the gym, I create certainty. I create variety. I create significance, connection, contribution, and growth. And because on a subconscious level, I'm fulfilling those needs, they are feeling great. I do the same thing with my wife in our relationship to keep it going. Am I fulfilling these 6 significant needs, 6 human needs? And if I am, our life is great. Now, every once in a while, I may slip on one, and I know which one it was. It'll be significance.
Yeah.
As you know, married,
Yeah. Well, hey, we're not perfect. We
we're not perfect,
we try to get it right, of course,
what
right?
I'm aiming for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least I know what need is not being fulfilled,
Yeah.
So I go for that and fulfill that need, and we get right back on track.
Yeah,
Wow.
I hear a program coming out of that. That's a program. That's a program, John. You need to write.
Yes, it is. It just really helps every people. Once you find out again, like even like you said in juvenile hall, those kids in the gangs, what were they doing? Fulfilling their needs that they weren't getting at home. Certainty, right? Uncertainty with the life of the gang. Significance.
Yes.
Connection. But what they didn't feel like when filling those needs, it was leading them in a track down to prison.
Yeah.
Because they had the wrong vehicle.
Right.
And
that's one of the things we always said. These kids have skills, they have talents, they have potential, and so much, but they're just using the wrong product, right? So if you a drug dealer and you out there selling, you hustling, those numbers, right? You're up there marketing because you need to tell people about what you're selling, right? And so let's just change those skills or those products to something more positive.
Yes.
I mean, how
many gifted artists did we have come through that hall?
Right.
Yeah, tons of them. They had a high level of skill.
What I'm saying? Just gifted.
Yeah.
But nobody really paid enough attention to them to really have them hone that talent and stuff and said, you can do it.
Yeah.
You guys did. You guys paid a lot of attention to the kids in there.
Yeah. We tried to pay it forward because we knew what it was like. We knew what the struggles were like. And so, planting those seeds and helping to change those lives made us feel good. We were fulfilling our need of saying, what? Yeah. All the stuff that we did and kind of where we came from, how can we get these individuals back on the track that we're on now? How can we support them? What can we do? So, even like in business and what we do here at Workvine and what you're doing as a motivational trainer, we're always looking for ways to collaborate, to help people, and give back, because that's what really makes us feel good. I think as an individuals, all 3 of us, is by giving back and seeing something positive come out of some individual that they didn't see.
Oh, yes. It's the old thing, motto that I use: whatever I give to another, I give to myself.
Yeah.
So if I give love to another, I'm giving it to myself.
Wow.
So it's all about you create what you want by giving, not by receiving.
Right.
So if you want more money, make somebody else abundant.
Yeah.
If you want success, make somebody else successful. It's the making of somebody else becoming bigger that you become bigger than yourself. So it's just a wonderful journey, and I look forward to the journey that's ahead and how God is using me. And a lot of times you just don't know what's going to show up. I'm sure you didn't even know this was going to happen for you as far as 209, right?
Yeah, no. We
Right?
didn't. No, we
Right?
didn't.
This wasn't
No.
something that you had planned 5 years ago and said, hey, I'm gonna be here.
No.
You
no.
would have known. We would have told you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, it was something that God worked for you guys, that gave to you guys, a gift that God gave to you guys, and you guys collaborate together and look at the manifestation. And
Yeah.
look what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely. No question about that. I mean,
Yeah.
he always gives us a vision and, gives us the plan, and he's always providing for us. So, even though it's challenging, like not really knowing, the fear of the unknown, but, when you walk out on faith,
Yes.
he always blesses us, and so
Yes.
that's where our foundation comes from. It's just saying, okay, Lord, this is what you said do. Now we're going to do it. Right.
Yes.
Okay. Well, how we gonna fund it? I don't know, but the Lord said do it. So
Yeah.
so
Fishes and loaves, right? Fishes and loaves, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's what I admire about both of you guys, that you guys don't walk in fear, you walk in faith.
Yes. Amen.
And it's a great example for everybody else to follow. What you guys do. So it's just like I said, the journey's just beginning. And something else going to come up for me. I'll follow that path. I'm sure you will. And we just go on. Our main goal in this life is just to demonstrate how God works through us.
Yes.
It's not about the money. It's not about anything else, success, status, and all that.
No.
It's just being a vehicle for God to flow through you. And what God is essentially is love.
Yes.
So what we are, I consider everybody, even though they may not know aware of it, liquid love.
Yes.
Just flowing to everybody else that you encounter.
Yeah.
And that's our primary ministry on this earth.
Yeah.
That's
good.
Yeah.
That's good. I see a church.
Yeah.
You never know, man.
That's all good, man. That's good, brother. That's good information, man. I know we talked about a lot. What as we wrap up, what would you like to tell the listeners? Something that you live by. I know you've already kind of talked about quite a few things, but something that you want to leave with the listeners that can really have some impact or some change in their lives, for whether it's business, whether it's working out, whether it's substance abuse, whatever you think that comes to mind that will add some value to our listeners.
Well, the main thing, like I covered earlier, is find something that brings you joy. It may be writing, creative writing. It may be painting. It may be exercising. It may be cooking. Find something that you truly enjoy to do, and do it as often as you can. And the better you feel, the more great things will come to you. And keep your attention off of what's happening now and what is this creating. Because everything that's happening now is creating something greater for your life. You may not see it right now because a lot of times you can't see the forest for the trees. And if you see things in front of you, you can't see the greater overall being of how God has a plan for your life. So the main thing is start feeling good, positive, start giving out what you want to receive, and just stay strong and persevere and understand that what's an obstacle to somebody is a hurdle for another. Yeah. Just because somebody stopped on the road to success doesn't mean that you got to stop. It's just a hurdle. So that's the most important thing.
Just a hurdle. Get over those hurdles. So, opposition sometime and stress or whatever challenges may be an opportunity. So get over that hurdle. If you got to go under it too.
If I could say that I want to get stronger in the gym, but if I don't put no weight on there, I'm not going to get stronger.
There it is. Put more weight on if you want to get stronger.
Bring it on. I want to be stronger.
Yeah, you heard it right here. Put some more weight if you want to get stronger. Don't just lift that bar. Oh man, that was good. Good stuff there, John.
Yeah, you need to clarify that. Put more weight on the bar.
Yeah. Yeah, on the bar. Yeah, absolutely. Not more weight on, but more weight on the bar.
On the bar, exactly. Whatever it is, it's going to make you stronger, welcoming, because it's only getting you stronger.
Yeah.
Excuses don't make you stronger. Accountability makes you stronger. And when you realize and say, you know what, whatever situation is, I'm a part of the problem.
Yeah.
I'm a part of it. And if
Yeah.
I'm a part of the problem, then I can be a part of the solution.
Absolutely.
You know, and that means accepting 100% responsibility for what's happening in your life. 100%.
Yeah.
And that's when you can move forward to grow.
Hey, man, take responsibility out there for yourself to grow and put more weight on
it. And put more weight on it, baby.
More weight on it. I might start ending with that. I will end with this. We are Tuesday and Thursdays at 2:00. Workvine 209 live. Put more weight on it.
Wait.
All right. Okay. All right.
No, I do want
We're having
to
some fun, but
give
it's all
some
good.
props out to your wife, your lovely wife. You know,
Absolutely.
I'm sure she played a great deal in success and where you're at right now.
Yes.
And so God's blessed you with God. What is it? A wife is a good thing.
Yeah, God finds a good thing.
Yes.
And receives favor from the Lord.
Favor from the Lord, right?
Yeah.
And that it was wonderful. Yes, it's just I'm truly blessed. Even how that came about, I'm been really blessed. But again, it came from not having a good marriage before that I have a good marriage now.
Amen.
Yes.
What's up, D?
Hey,
we saying
D.
what's up, D? All right. So yeah, we thank you guys. We are here Tuesdays and Thursdays. Workvine Live, Eric and Linda live show. We're bringing in businesses and entrepreneurs and motivational people to share with you guys in our pivot. And we're going to end with this. Put more weight on it. Have a great day. Thank you for watching.
Well, it's been great, man. All right.